Yo, 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 what's going on, everyone? What up, what up? It's your girl, Miss DJ Hoodie, getting at you guys with another Why Run podcast live. And up our panel, we got Just Right.
Who was that guy?
Now you're trying to be swift with it. Nope,
What?
not gonna happen. Nope.
Call me Swifty.
Swifty?
Swifty, like Swiffer.
Do
I clean up shit.
you?
Yeah, I'm a janitor.
Janitor?
Janitor. My tongue gets stuck when I say janitor. Janitor.
Janitor?
But yeah, janitor.
Swifty?
Yep.
Not Zoomies?
What?
Zoomy? Should start calling you Zoomy.
Oh, Zoom.
Damn, babe.
What's up, babe?
I'm just
What's going on?
like, I'm just my mics. I never charged either one of them. I forgot to charge them. So I had to go into my studio and grab this one, the one that you can hear in the background, my air conditioning, which I fucking hate how loud it is. I had to take the microphone, set it back up on here, and I'm just like, okay, it's gonna be shitty audio. And I was so pissed off that I didn't even want to do the intro music or anything. So yeah, I'm not good right now, and I'm starting to get a headache. I ate, and I'm getting sleepy. My eyes are heavy, and this chair is real fucking uncomfortable. So during the times when you're talkative, I'm gonna go back into my studio and get the office chair, and fucking squeak around here and make more noise.
Is it hot? Like too hot that you can't turn off the air?
Yes.
You just have the fan on?
It's hot.
Oh,
It's hot.
okay.
It's fucking hot. But I'm mad. That's the whole thing.
No, I'm sorry. It's not our fault. We picked up on
Oh no. Yeah,
Well,
it's
first of all,
just sometimes it's hard to.
congratulations
For what?
for this weekend. That was a badass show.
Oh, yeah.
Act like you don't know.
I'm like, what? What happened?
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, and I'd like to thank Laura Alabama Mammy for a really, really great show. I have fun.
Yes.
It's
I
like
think
old
so.
times. We were just beside ourselves. Yeah, that's usually how it was back in the
Yeah,
day.
that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I could tell, and it was kind of good to not be like under the spotlight for a change, but I did miss it.
Yes.
But I was in
Yes.
the chat, so I was having fun too. But yeah, I'm proud of you. It was very successful in my opinion.
Nah, thank
And
you.
I know that she wanted to make a correction, and I don't know if you want to do it or you want me to do it.
No, you do it.
In the episode, she said that Chris Brown was married to Whitney Houston, and she met Bobby Brown. She was
I
like, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say she tripped me out with that. I was like, nah, no.
Yeah, me too. I was in the channel like, that's news to me because I've never heard of that. And I mean, recently I've been down rabbit holes, so I'm like, that's one I haven't been down. I was like, okay, let me research that. But then she texts you a few hours later, and she's like, oh my God. I meant Bobby Brown, not Chris Brown. But yeah.
That
was
was
a good
news to me when
episode.
she said it. I was like, what? No, she's like, yeah.
I know.
I was fucking believing it too.
Now, me too. I was like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Started looking at him.
Yeah, that was a really, really good show, and I look forward to having her back on. So, Laura, if you're listening,
Get your next topic ready.
Yes.
You guys can do this again because it was good. I liked it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, straight.
I'm so out of it
Oh
right
no.
now. Yeah, like
Is it gonna
what's
be
the
a short
deal?
show?
I don't know. I hope so, but then I hope not.
Mm-mm.
So yeah. I don't know.
Um,
You want to take over this one?
no, not really.
Oh man.
Not really. I want you to feel good. I want you to be better.
You know
Oh
what?
no, you're already tired.
Yeah, well,
Don't
of
get
course
tired.
I am. I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning, and you were still asleep, and I didn't want to go back to sleep because you know why, and so I just got up and got dressed and went out and did deliveries. I stayed parked outside Starbucks because I was gonna get like the bottle of the thing for my coffee,
Yeah.
and I was like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't do this right now. Like, I was just kind of like feeling lazy and all of that shit. Then I had my first pickup, which was at Starbucks for $10, and I delivered to this woman all the time. If you guys listen to the Re-Up podcast, you hear me talk about this location, but it was going for $10, like 1.6 miles. So I was like, yes, I'm gonna do it. And when I went inside to pick up the order, I asked if they had any on sale, and she was like, oh, well, we're gonna keep it for ourselves. I was like, you stupid bitch. So yeah, I didn't get what I needed, but I just started doing deliveries from there, and so far, I mean, it was a really good thing. I think I only did like 4 deliveries, and hold on, I'm checking my app right now to see how much money I actually made, but um, it was kind of like a good drive. Like, I was driving around for a bit, and then I called Rob, and he was still sleeping.
Yeah.
So I did 4 deliveries, and I made $42.11. So that's pretty good. So that was like
Yeah.
$10 per delivery almost.
Yeah.
So you know me, I'm like real picky with my deliveries, but yeah. So I still have to edit. I think 3 re-up episodes now. God damn it. And
Shit.
then I just now edited a Audie's Art Struggles episode. And yeah, it's gonna be published right after this show. So you guys
Nice.
go search. If you guys are here on YouTube, it's on YouTube, and it's Audie's Art Struggles. I'm on YouTube, Spotify, and all those other podcast platforms. So check it out if you guys are into art and hear my struggles.
Especially today on
Especially today.
International Podcast Day,
Oh my gosh,
when everybody
yes.
and their grandmother has a podcast.
Oh my god, ain't that right?
Is there a show called or that has grandmothers on the podcast? I know, like, most women, most older women that are on podcasts are grandmothers, but is it like a grandmother show? And if there's not, there should be, because that would be funny. Like grandmothers
Um,
talking about what their grandkids do, or what they do for their grandkids.
I would love that. Like, I would like to hear like all the ass whoopings that they got as kids, and that they would be like, yeah, these kids today, they need their ass whooped. Like, yeah, I would
Yeah.
love to fucking like hear that shit.
Imagine the Golden Girls having a podcast.
Oh my god.
That would be funny.
Yes, you know what? If we were to bring any celebrity grandmother, or like a character grandmother on the show, ooh, I would have Sophia from the Golden Girls. She's
Okay, you
the
lost me because you started naming names. I don't know who the hell they are.
Sophia. Sophia is
Is she the
Dorothy's
little one?
mother. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
She's
okay.
the tiny one.
The feisty one. Okay.
Yes, I would have her on the show.
Okay.
And Mama from Mama's Family. Hell yeah. And I
Like,
would have Martin Crane from Frasier, but he's not a grandmother, obviously. He's like a he's a grandfather. But I would
not
love
your
to have him on
grandmother's
the cast.
podcast. We should have one. Oh shit, let me Google that and see
Oh
if
my
there's
god.
a podcast called
Babe,
Not Your
you're giving
Grandmother's
it
Podcast.
away, man. Like you're
Yeah, it's fine. People take
oh
our
my
ideas all the
god.
time.
Yeah, they do, but we gotta stop fucking just. We just gotta keep this shit to ourselves, man, because people are just gonna. Yeah, they're just gonna take it and run with it and not give us any fucking credit.
Yeah.
Yo, if you're gonna jack us, man, like, throw us some credit, man. Like, throw the podcast in your descriptions. And that's, like, another thing, too. Like, podcasters, like, they don't really have descriptions, at least, like some of the ones that we listen to. One of my favorite podcasters, he doesn't have descriptions, and he doesn't really have titles either, which kind of like, oh, like what was that episode where he was talking about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, like sometimes you have to go into the comments to read what people are saying about certain topics, and it's like, oh my god, I hate going through the comments. But yeah, like he just puts the date and yeah, just the date, I think. That's all he puts, and it's like, oh my god, descriptions, titles. Yeah, but he's up there, so he don't have to do all of that. But yeah,
He don't have time for that. He's too busy partying.
yeah, where the Honda cars be. Yeah, but who else would I have on this show that's a old fart?
An old fart.
Yeah, I
We
don't know.
need grandmothers that are not afraid to talk, that are not like too proper and shit, because they're like, oh, I would never speak of that. You know what? That's the reason why I like older people, because some, not all, some are like too private, and they're just like, no, I'm not gonna speak about that proper. Let's put it that way. But some are like, they know that they're on the way out, and they're like, I want to pass as much knowledge as I can to the youth, and they'll tell you stories of shit that they've been through and that they've seen, that they've learned throughout the years. And that's the shit that I want to hear. They should have a holistic grandmother on there too. tell us all the remedies that you know. I know an old dude that way, but I think he's a grandfather.
Who?
Ooh, mom and pop. My mom's friend. He knows
Oh, you're talking
all
about
the herbs.
You're talking about real people
Yeah,
that we know.
yeah.
Okay,
My
then.
grandmother, she had a lot of herbal knowledge, but that's one of those regrets that I have, that I never sat with her and just recorded her. But
Yeah.
this man too, like, he has a lot of knowledge. I know that he has a lot of things that people can learn from, but it's just he still works, so it's hard to get him to sit for a while. And that's another thing about older people, is that they don't want to sit and just talk. Like, man, he's still moving around. He's like, nope, I don't have time to be sitting around. I got
Yeah.
things to do. But yeah, he's got a treasure trove of knowledge that needs to be passed
Documented.
down. Yep.
Yeah, you should. Why not?
I want to. When he comes over here, I'm busy. When I'm not busy, he's busy. He's working and stuff. So don't
What
really have
about our
time to-
parents? I mean, our parents are grandparents.
Yeah,
So
them too.
remember we talked
True.
about that the other day. We talked about our parents in the hippie stage.
Yeah.
So did we talk about that live on the air, or was that something that we was just kicking around on the couch
The
talking about
hippies?
it? Yeah. Was
No,
that
we
on the
didn't
air?
mention it on the show. Yeah, we did talk about it. It was
was?
the dress
Holy
code
shit.
show.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See. Yeah.
See,
Maybe.
when they should dress their age like grandmas.
Oh
What's
my gosh.
a grandma attire?
Creased
moo-moo?
pants.
No.
Creased pants. If you have creases in your pants, yeah,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
some
yeah.
kind of old.
I don't know. Most of the older women that I know, like real older women, not these TV older women,
Oh
They
my god,
wear,
right.
they still wear dresses. They still wear those like Sunday dresses,
What's a Sunday dress?
skirts and stuff, like skirts and stuff.
Skirts?
Sunday dress, yeah,
When you say
like
Sunday
older
dress, I'm
women.
thinking like Little House on the Prairie type of
Yeah,
dresses.
yeah, yeah,
What?
yeah.
Like the Waltons?
I don't know who the hell that
Okay,
they are.
never.
Just dresses and skirts and stuff. Like they still dress that way.
Mm,
Blouses
yeah.
and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, blouses. Yeah, I like yeah, like the long skirts. They're almost like pencil skirts.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are
yeah,
nice. Yeah, I like that.
yeah. They still wear those.
And like what are
Um,
those they're not called flats, are they? Like they look like house shoes, but they're like leather and they have like the little tassels on them, the leather tassels. I think those are cute. And they
and the
have
grandma,
like a
the grandma nurse ones, the old school Crocs.
right? Yeah, I kind of
The
like
Crocs
those,
before the
especially
Crocs.
the ones with the little heels on them. Like I like those.
Mm, yeah.
See, I'm just trying to get
Uh,
ideas for how I need a dress when I'm old
I was about to say, should we start
because
looking for some
Rob's
of those
talking
shoes?
shit about a fucking 35-year-old still dressing
Oh
hip
my
hop.
god.
Like, what the hell's
So,
up with
babe,
that? Oh my
when you're
god, here
60
we
years
go.
old, are you still gonna be wearing
Yes,
Timbs?
yes.
No, you're not.
You want to
No, you're
bet?
not. See, you already switched
I
to
will
Skechers.
show.
No.
I switched to what?
Skechers.
Man, Skechers, they'll always be the shit. But I'm just saying, like why can't I have a rack of shoes? Since most of my
No,
life I've only
no, you
owned two
can.
pairs of shoes. That's it.
You can. You can.
Talking to me like I ain't gonna wear that shit when I'm old.
I
That's like
don't see
wearing
you wearing
ankle
Timbs
weights
when
and
you're.
you like getting your exercise in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
See?
Yes, babe. You can wear whatever you want.
Then watch him criticize my ass in the future. Yup. Yup. And we're
Nope.
still gonna be doing the Y run in our old age.
You think so? Well, I'm already old, so it's fine. You think I'm gonna be 60 years old, fucking still podcasting? What am I gonna
Yes.
be talking about at that age?
It's still the same shit. Well, because things are I hate to say it, but it's really hard to see and say that things are getting better when you just feel and see that they're not.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna be sitting out front our porch in our rocking chairs with the
Hell no,
crocheted
especially-
blankets that I crocheted.
We can't be on the rocking chair.
Well, your little stool thing then.
It'll make us dizzy and motion sickness and shit. Fuck all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, for sure. We're gonna have vertigo.
Yeah, they're just gonna be like, stop rocking, and like, I'm not even moving. It doesn't move, babe. Like, oh shit, earthquake. Like, no.
Shit, man. You know what? When we're old, I want like bird baths and like yeah, like I want like bird feeders. Like
We can
you know
make
what I'm
them out
saying?
of the pine cones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that, and then like I can make like little houses, like what was it? Bird houses.
Bird houses.
Yeah. See.
Man, I'm already talking about getting rid of the stairs at your house and putting a ramp. That's how old I am.
Yeah, he actually is. Well, I mean, he is talking
I
about the
am,
ramp.
I am old. Let's keep it real.
No.
Like, babe, these stairs are too high. I can't lift my arthritic leg up that high.
Oh
My
my
hip don't go that
gosh.
way. My hip is stiff. I'm gonna break a hip just trying to get up the stairs.
Thank goodness his hip is still good doing other things. Shit.
Yeah, well.
No,
If
for
you
real.
say
Like,
you
I was
don't
talking
see
to
it,
my
you
mom
don't
the
see
other
it.
day, and I was like, yeah, we need to, well, I'm thinking about tearing the porch apart. And she was like, why? And then I explained to her everything. And I was like, yeah, I'm looking up, like, different plans, like how to make it like sturdier, and she was just kind of laughing at the whole thing, and I was like, you're laughing right now, but you and dad have a hard time walking up the stairs. So it's
Yeah,
actually a good thing that I'm trying to take action. And she was just like, oh my gosh.
yeah.
But
That's the thing
completely
though.
doable.
People just don't want to accept the fact that they need to
Make changes.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you see, I don't want to say any names, but you see older people talking about like they're holding on to shit, and I'm like, just grab a cane, and they're like, no, because it'll make me look old. I'm like, oh, okay. So when you
Mm,
fall down and you break a hip, and then you have to go to the hospital because of it, then don't be telling me you're too old. It's all
mm.
preventable. Use a cane.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But, yeah, I have seen your mom kind of hit her foot on there. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just whatever ills you have, like you have to be like extra careful. Um, with me, they try to tell me like, oh, how do you walk around your house? Like, do you wear socks around the house or barefoot? And I'm just like, oh yeah, my socks barefoot. And they're just like, yeah, you need to quit doing that. And I'm
Mhm.
like, why? And they're like, oh, you could step on something. But it's like, you really don't think what you're tracking in a house,
Yeah.
and like you bringing in like a rock or like a pebble or a fucking bullhead sticker.
Mhm.
Um, especially where I live in a desert, so you're actually bringing in like bullheads,
Yeah.
and those are fucking painful. And being diabetic, we have to take care of our feet, so it's things like that you're tracking in a house, and you stubbing your toe, or like, I try to be mindful like where I kick off my sandals and my shoes, because my parents, they don't really look where they're walking, they just walk through there, and I don't want them tripping over things. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
just little things like that, like you just never know which way they're gonna fall. Like
Yeah.
you fall by your bed and you think like, oh, the bed will catch me, but you might fall a different way, and you might just fall onto like your end table,
Like
or
a
your
huge
head's
one.
gonna hit the door frame and knock you out. Or like sometimes people, like they don't even have enough time to put out their hands, to catch them
Yeah.
from falling. So yeah, it's, you guys gotta be careful, especially like if you're older. And I feel like I'm kind of getting to that point where it's like like I'm just running into walls. You like when you wake up in the morning and you gotta pee, and then like you're stumbling to the bathroom, and then like you just hit your shoulder on the door frame. You're just like, ow. And then
Yeah.
you bounce off of that, and then you run into the doorknob, and you're like, ow.
Yeah. I fucked
And
up
then
my
when you
my
sit down on the toilet seat, you fucking hit your elbow on the fucking on the corner of the counter, and that's like getting shot in the kneecap.
You're like
But
getting hit in the funny bone, and you're like, that wasn't fucking funny.
I know, man.
I hit my Did you see that big ass bruise I had on my forearm
Oh, the
from
one I
hitting
gave
myself
you.
on? No, you didn't give that to me. Not that one.
Thank you for clarifying.
That was the wall.
That's on
That was the
tape.
door. It's on tape. Um, yeah, you didn't give me that one. Not that one. No, that was the door.
Mhm.
I hit my arm on the door frame coming out the room, and I was like, son of a bitch.
Mm.
I knew it was gonna leave a mark.
Mm.
But yeah, we do need to be more careful. I have stepped on little pebbles at your house, inside the house, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta sweep that up. Because there's gravel outside, and like,
Mhm.
okay, you and your family cannot, you guys can't have like a shoe rack by the door and take off your shoes when you come in and stuff, because you guys are in and out the house all the time. You guys work
Mhm.
outside and have to come in and get tools and stuff, so you can't just, be taking off your shoes every time you come in. And then your dad
That's
wears those
annoying. That's
lipstick.
fucking
Yeah.
annoying. If you're one of those stupid ass families that, oh, take your shoes off, take your shoes up. Fuck you. 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12.
Oh shit. But
Ooh.
okay.
Go ahead, baby.
Yeah, you guys can't do that. The only thing that I've been trying to do when I'm over there is wear the house shoes inside and the
Mm-hmm.
outside shoes outside, but
Something called chanclas.
chanclas, yeah. But
Mm.
see, I can't do that when, like, let's say I'm outside with you and I got my shoes on, and then you're like, oh, can you go grab me this thing? And then I'm like coming inside, and I can't like. It's just a waste of time, and it's inconvenient to be kicking off my shoes and like, where are my chanclas? Oh fuck, let me go get them. And like, I can't be doing all that stuff either. So I do get it how you guys can't do that. Um,
Mm.
so we just gotta
Mm.
be mindful of like, there's gravel outside, and if we bring, because that shit gets stuck in your shoes. Like I said, your dad wears like those laced up boots and stuff. He can't be taking them off every time he comes in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And they do, they bring in some of those little pebbles and stuff, and we just gotta pick them up if we find them. If I step on them, I'll pick them up. I'll do that. But yeah, it is kind of hard. But you do have to be careful. You know what we should get you? You know, I know you don't like them. You're gonna be like, hell no. I think they're called earth shoes. They have the toes.
Oh
It's
my
almost like
god. A glove for
it's
your
almost like you're
feet, for
walking.
your toes.
What?
Is it like gloves for your toes?
It's almost like gloves for your feet.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They're called earth shoes. It's
Oh
supposed
my
to like
god.
keep you like
Hell
grounding
no.
shoes or whatever.
Grounding shoes?
Yeah,
What's that? What is that
that's
supposed
like
to do?
when you go outside and because okay, a lot of people have
So
issues
you
with their
grip the
feet.
earth better?
No, no. Have you ever heard of grounding?
Grounding?
I'll take that as a no. Yeah,
Okay.
no. Okay,
No, no.
that's
What
when
is
you're
it?
outside and you're barefoot on grass or on the soil and stuff,
When I
like
was a kid, I
on
never ran
on
around
the
and
earth.
played outside barefoot. Never. So no.
Yeah, that's how I ended up with a big ass fucking cut on my foot. But
Mm,
um,
babe was
yeah,
wild.
damn, that shit just hurt. Yes, I was. I was doing some crazy, questionable things, man.
Oh my god.
And then well, yeah, these are like really thin sole shoes, and the whole point of it is because when we wear shoes, it doesn't shape our foot to like the earth, like the foot, like the ground. So we have fucking stiff feet, and then we have arthritis, and then we have all these fucking, what is it called? Plantar fasciitis. All these
Mm,
foot issues, and it's because of the cushion on our shoes and the soles of our shoes.
mm-hmm.
It keeps us from like it keeps it flat instead of like shaped the way it's supposed to be. I don't know. It's a whole science thing, but it's
Yeah,
true.
I'm kind of
And
like,
then
yawn.
no, no, it's important information. But I'm
Okay.
not saying that you can't do that because of your diabetes. You can't risk getting any kind of injury on your foot.
Mm-hmm.
So there's people that wear those earth shoes. I think they're called. I don't know. But anyways, it's very minimal. There's no cushion inside of it, but it keeps you protect. It's supposed to keep you protected. But of course, I'm pretty sure nails and all that shit would still go through. But yeah, it's a thing.
Mm.
People do wear those. But I don't know how safe they would be for you.
Probably not safe at all. I wouldn't even
Maybe.
walk in the grass with barefoot. I don't think I could.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, being in Arizona, we have tumbleweeds, and tumbleweeds they have thorns on them, uh,
Yeah.
and sometimes cows or like livestock, they get those thorns in their hooves, and they hurt. It hurts them. So
Mm-hmm.
and they have a big ass toenail around their foot. So it's like, yeah, if they're getting hurt by tumbleweeds, flying around, then yeah, those thorns are gonna get into the grass.
Yeah.
you know, or
True.
like stepping on a bee, or
Oh yeah.
yeah, a lot of people here in Arizona step on bees, and they don't even fucking know it. Yeah, just a whole bunch of things that I can't do barefoot,
Yeah, you can't take that risk.
or like put my feet in like water, like at the pool side, but like not at a lake, because there's a lot of people that drink. They drink around like the lake areas,
Mm.
and they end up smashing the bottles. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so like you run into the water and you're like cutting up your feet because there's broken
Mhm.
glass on the shoreline. So it's all fucked up.
Oh yeah. Shit happened to me. That shit still
Oof.
hurts when I think about it.
Ooh.
Sometimes I don't have to think about it. It just hurts when it gets cold. Cause it did not
Mm.
heal right, and I don't even know. Like it's been so long now that I don't even know how to fix it. I think it's scar tissue, but yeah, it's kind of painful. So yeah,
Ouch.
it is kind of it's too much of a risk for you. I don't have diabetes, so I'm pretty sure I could get away with some stuff. But yeah, the fact that I cut my foot on the glass when I was a kid, I was like, yeah, I'm not fucking walking barefoot anywhere.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I have gotten nails in my foot too. That's fucked up.
What?
Twice. I stepped
Ooh.
on this board one time and it had a nail up upwards. And yeah, I got in my foot.
Oh my god.
And at your house too. I don't know what it was. I don't think it was a nail. I think it was like a staple.
Oh hell
Well, I
no,
don't know what it
babe.
was. I think it was a. It came from your dad's work area. So I don't know if it was like a shaving from some kind of metal he was using.
Oh
But I
yeah,
went to
yeah,
close
that
the
would do it. That would do
I
it.
went to close the blinds and I stepped and I felt a pain. So I was like, what the fuck was that? And I kind of got away from that area, but I took another step and it hurt. I was like, oh shit. And then and I was wearing the fucking chanclas, right? And I took it off and I had this big ass metal sticking out.
Oh,
I was
sorry,
like,
babe.
oh shit. No, it's all good. It wasn't your fault. But, I mean, that is his work area, so you gotta be careful around there. You too,
Mhm.
because sometimes you go over there to close the blinds and, he's been working there.
Yeah, and I don't even wear socks. I'm like all barefoot
Yeah,
walking through there.
yeah, you gotta be careful.
Shit. Yeah, okay. Now I'm gonna remember that every time I go to close the blinds, not to go in there barefoot.
Yeah, put on
Mhm.
some work boots, babe. Just to go close the blinds. Put on your steel toe boots.
Yes.
But
Mhm.
I know we said we were gonna make it a short show so that you can go and do the things you have to do.
Yeah, sleep.
So should we sleep? Yeah.
I feel like a nap right now.
My,
Like I just, yeah, like my
do you think
face.
not to let's not get into the whole thing or the whole reason why, but do you think it's because of later on that you're like, oh, I should go to sleep now, knowing that you can't or you shouldn't? Is that what
Yeah,
it is?
well, no, I always feel sleepy and like tired and stuff, like and not doing
Not
anything.
at this time. Not at this time of
I
day.
know, but I don't know what it is. Like I just, yeah, I don't know. It's just all in my face right now. Like my face is tired. My face is tired, and I don't know. I hate complaining. That's all I do when I turn on the mic. Is I
Okay,
just
so let's not
I start to,
complain.
I
I'm just
start
saying I
bitching.
think it's because you know that you can't go to sleep right now. That's why you feel so tired.
You think so?
I think so, yeah.
Mm. When should
But
I tell people the news? A
next
week
Monday.
later?
Yeah, next Monday.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. But so let's get into the episode.
Okay.
The episode is about dreams. I wrote this on when did I write this? Friday, I think it was, because of the dream. It was on Friday when Maggie Smith died, right? Rest in
Mhm.
peace. So it was because of that. I was gonna talk about the whole, you having a dream about her before and all that, but then we talked about it on the show, so I still kept the title and the description, and it kind of fits because of the dream that I had last night or this morning, whenever I had it. Um, have you had any dreams since then? Since Friday, what was it? Yeah, on Friday you had a dream
Yeah, I
with
told you about
whatever.
it when I called you.
Today?
Yeah, remember?
I don't remember.
Oh my god, you weren't awake when I told you. My
uh,
ex-boyfriend.
oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, why?
Okay,
Leave me alone.
shit. There's a lot of people that need to leave us alone.
Hell yeah.
But okay. So that dream that you had, do you think that that was just a dream, or do you think that was a message?
I think that was some kind of message. And
Okay.
I'm not saying that because I know some people may think like, oh, she just wants it to be that. Actually,
Mhm.
no. I'm okay, like with us not communicating. However, he is following me still on Instagram, and like this is something else too. I don't know what kind of account people have that you can't block them. So
What?
yeah, and I read something about that where it depends on what kind of account you have that they can't be blocked, or like you could block them but they could still send messages through. So I don't know what
Okay.
account these people have that do this shit, but yeah, he has one
Stalkers.
of those accounts and I can't block him. But
Stalkers. I had to. I'm sorry.
no, 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 go ahead. You're good.
I was gonna say I had to restrict someone this morning because I was like, man, get the fuck out of my DMs. Stop
Mm.
trying to fucking talk to me.
Mm.
Acting sus, bro. But yeah. So you think it was a message?
Yes, the dream, yes.
Yes. So I don't know if you dream as often as I do. When you have dreams, is it mostly messages, or do you think, or do you have dreams that you don't talk to me about?
Both.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't think every single dream is a message. I think the dreams that you wake up from and you forget instantly, those are not. I think I don't know. I have a book on dreams and I just haven't finished it, but of course they say it's the subconscious and it's the things that you want to do or the things that you think about the most. Those are the things that you dream about. But then there's the times where we dream about things and then it doesn't. You don't forget it right away. You go on your day and you're just like, why am I still thinking that? And I'm not saying like the whole dream, but there's parts and bits and pieces of the dream that you just can't forget. And they say that those are messages. That's what you need to pay attention to, and you need to and interpret it too, because there's books on interpretation of dreams, and those are not always true. Like your dream means something different to you than it would to anyone else.
Right.
So usually that's what, if I have a dream and I remember it and I'm like, my dreams are very detailed and very specific. So that's usually what I spend most of my day trying to figure out is what does that mean. And like I've said before, I have had dreams where real life events happen, and in the moment, like when I had these dreams, I didn't really think much of it. Some of them I did write down just because I was like, okay, if it's a prediction, I just don't want to forget about it. I just want to keep a record of it. So I do write them down. But now that now that I have Audie to speak with these dreams about, that's what I do. I really don't write my dreams down anymore. But if there's anything that I think about a lot, then that's obviously a message to me. So then I try and figure out what it means because sometimes it is clear, sometimes it's like right there, you can't even miss it. Other times it's like, okay, it feels like something different.
Yeah, like there's subliminal messages.
Y- Yeah, like for instance, I used to have a series of dreams, and it kind of felt repetitive, but the most common part of it was that one, there was water, and two, there was a family member that was always missing in the dreams. So I was like, after having maybe four or five of the same type of dream with the same two things, it was always that person was missing from the dream, and there was always water involved. So I didn't know how to read that because they say that depending on the water and depending on this and what was the dream about and all these things, right? But to me, the most significant thing was that she wasn't in the dream and that there was water. So after maybe months of having these dreams, she was diagnosed with cancer. So then I started thinking, like, were my dreams kind of like a forewarning of what was to come? Because we all know that cancer, like the zodiac sign, is cancer is water, right? Or water
Mm-hmm.
is cancer. It's a cancer sign, water and stuff. So I was like, oh shit. So was I dreaming that she was gonna have cancer? Would I have known that, or would I have put those two together? Then see, I guess the point is, would I have told her like, hey, maybe you should get checked out. I think you have cancer. See, because to me, I wouldn't have picked it up by smell and all that stuff, like how you can pick up people that have illnesses.
Mm-hmm.
I think to me, they come in my dreams. So, of course, after the fact, I wasn't going to be like, oh shit, I predicted it. Like, I knew that she was going to have cancer and all the, like, what's the point now? I think I was supposed to get it faster and I didn't. Maybe I was doubting myself. Maybe I was just really not paying attention to my dreams. Because you know how you said too, and I don't know why it stuck with me when you said that when I'm dreaming that I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Like I get
Yeah.
surprised. Instead
Yeah.
of paying attention, I'm focused more on like, why is this? Or like, what the hell is what's going on? So all of this, well, no, all of this was kicked off by the dream that you had about Maggie. And last night I had a dream that two different people came to me without, like, they were missing a hand. One of them happened because of an accident, which is kind of weird, babe, because the one that was an accident, I feel like he kind of took over my neighbor's business after he passed away in the accident.
Mm-hmm.
So his amputation came from an accident. The other one was something that he's done. So that is what I'm thinking about. I am thinking like, what is he trying to tell me? I kind of have an idea, but of course I'm not going to discuss that here. But it's obviously that dream was not just a dream. It wasn't something from my subconscious. I think it's a message. I think something's going to come out because of that dream. Um, of
Like
course, the first
everyone's
thing,
gonna know that he stole, for instance.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
or no, not just necessarily that, but because remember when I told you, or this morning when we talked, we were talking for a little bit, and I was like, oh crap, I haven't prayed yet. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And then I told you to hold on, and I prayed. And then almost right after that was when I got that. It wasn't like a audible message. It wasn't like I heard God talking to me, but I remembered that in the Bible it says, if your right hand makes you sin, it causes you to sin, cut it off, because it's better to lose a member, which is like a limb, than to lose the whole body. So it's sin. It's not necessarily stealing. I know that in back in the day they used to punish thieves by cutting off their hands, but in the Bible it's talking about if it makes you sin. So I feel like the second one was a sin. Does that make
Mm-hmm.
sense?
Mhm. Yes.
The first one was possibly because, I don't know how to feel about that whole thing because it kind of does feel like he was just waiting for a reason to take over that guy's business.
Mhm.
So I don't know, is that stealing or is that like taking advantage of the situation? Which is that stealing too? I don't know. It just sucks. But yeah, I feel like those two were messages. And then the other one, do you remember the third part?
No.
Do you want me to say it here?
Yeah.
So the third part was that I was at your house with you, your mom, and your dad, and there was a storm outside, and you went to go get something from the car. But when you left the house, it started shaking, and your parents like we all kind of stood up. We were all like in the middle of the living room, and when you came back in, you were like, "What the hell?" Like, because we looked scared, right? Because the house was shaking, and you were like, "It's just from the storm." But I was like, "No," because it felt like the house was gonna fall. So that's the significance to me. The house falling. You know how they say house of cards?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like that's what's gonna happen. But I don't feel like it has anything to do with you or your family. I think it has to do with me. And I think it has to do with that second part because remember the second person that came to me with their hand cut off was at your house in the dream.
Mhm.
So stay tuned for that because I think something big's coming in my life. So I'm pretty sure people are gonna know about not details, but if something does happen in my family, I will speak about it because I don't know. I just feel like people can learn from this. I think we should all be paying attention to our dreams. I think I did mention that in the episode when I was in the chat that if
Mhm.
people opened up their third eye, they would see more.
Mhm.
And I think people are like, oh well, yeah, but how do you do that? What the
Whoops.
hell is
Sorry. Go ahead.
it? You okay?
Yeah, all my paintbrushes fell over.
By themselves or you picked them up?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I did it.
oh, okay. I was gonna say get to painting, babe.
I am painting right now.
No, no, but I was gonna say if they fell by themselves, I was gonna say they wanted you to use them.
That's true.
But
See, pay attention, people.
yeah,
Everything's a sign.
it really is. But we
Yeah.
just kind of was like, no, that's nothing.
I don't believe in
It's a
that stuff.
it's a
But yet they want to
coincidence.
be like, oh, I'm blessed. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I was gonna mention something else about dreams, but right this second I don't remember. What was it? I don't know. Do you remember any dream that wasn't a message, but that was that you just can't forget?
That wasn't a message that I can't
No,
forget.
yeah, like something I don't know. I can't verbalize what's in my mind. I can picture something, but I can't say what I'm trying to say.
Mm,
Like for instance, I remember having this dream about a beach, and it was beautiful. Like it was fucking paradise, and I haven't been to paradise yet. I had this dream maybe like 10 years ago. So obviously it hasn't happened. I feel like my dreams usually happen within the year. So I don't feel like it was a message. I feel like it's a destination that I'm gonna see at some point. But I do remember details of that dream. It was beautiful. But I don't know when I'm gonna
you
see it.
don't, but you don't think that's a sign? Like, hey, this is where you're going.
Yeah, maybe when I die.
So, are
I
you
do feel
talking
like it's
about dreams that are just for yourself? Is that what you're
yeah,
talking about?
yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I remember one.
Well,
I think it was letting me know how happy I was. I had a dream where I was this is actually kind of crazy because when we were talking about running around with our shoes off, like in you
mhm,
saying that it's called grounding, I think I did that one time, but it was in this ditch in around my complex. After like a rainy day, me and my friends, we used to like to go over there and we used to take our shoes off and run around like barefoot.
mhm,
That's probably like the only time that I've done it, and luckily I never like cut myself because it was this ditch was right next to like a garbage, like a dumpster site. Yeah, we're running around with our shoes off, running in the water and shit. But in this dream, I was there by myself, and I don't know what age I was. I was probably maybe like 10 years old when I had this dream, and all of a sudden I was running around in the water with this entity. She kind of represents a frog, but when you
mhm.
look at her, she doesn't look like a frog. She's actually on in one of those colored pencil uh pictures that I have on my wall, babe.
Oh, for real.
Yeah, I'll show you a picture when you get here, or maybe I'll send you take a picture and show it to you. But I was running around in the water with her,
Mhm,
and she represents she's known as like a water symbol, and uh and water represents happiness and just happiness.
mhm,
So when I was running around in the thing in the water with her, like I think that was telling me how happy I was because it was just so much fun, like running around. And I
mhm,
remember in my dream, I was looking at her and I was like, God, her moccasins and her black dress and her cloth, it's all wet, but it
mhm,
seemed like she didn't care, like she was just running around in the water with me.
mhm,
So I don't think that was a message. I just think it was like you're this happy,
mhm.
like free, like you're like freedom.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Remember how
and
you
I used to
said
think
about
about that.
you called it a ditch? That's where you guys would go.
Yeah, yeah, that's where. Yeah, we called it a ditch.
Do you remember that area where I told you that I cut my foot, right?
Say what?
Or no? You remember that area where I told you that I cut my foot,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
outside?
Uh huh.
Would you call that a ditch?
No.
No. What is that?
Um, I guess it's a ditch.
Because this time that I cut myself, well, I didn't cut myself, but it had rained, and it was rainwater. But I remember going out there because you know all the fuck you because you said it was near a dumpster, right?
Yeah,
And it was like trashed or whatever.
yeah.
Well, obviously that area that I'm talking about is always trashed. Like right now, it's obviously clean. I don't know why, but somebody's been cleaning it. But that there's a lot of trash there, so I know that I went out there with a broom and I swept out the trash that was in the water because I was gonna go play in the water that day. So I went out there, I swept whatever was in the water, and then I started playing in there. And then the stupid little bitch, and yes, I can call her that.
Hmm.
She went out there and she was like, "Hey, can you play with me?" And I was like, "I'm just playing by myself, man." But she threw the fucking glass in the water.
Mm.
She's the reason why I got cut on my foot. I didn't see what she did. I thought she was throwing like a rock, and I thought it just kind of like skipped and went to the other side. But when I came back around, that's when I cut my foot, and I was like, son of a bitch.
Mm.
So she threw the sharded glass in there. So it's her fault. But of course, people are like, well, why didn't you look where you were going? Which is kind of true. So I can't completely blame her, but it was her fault.
Who's
It's
polluting
still her
my
fault.
play area?
Yeah, I know.
Mm.
But yeah, it's kind of strange how you said that.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's
talk about that when we were discussing running around with our shoes off. I think that was the only time that I really ever done that out in public,
yeah.
like to walk around in an area like that.
See, that's why I want to have a place where I can grow my own grass, so that I know what's in the grass. Because I do want to do all this grounding stuff, but like I said, I do have a fear of hurting myself again,
Yeah, me too.
and that's the reason why I don't like walk barefoot. Sometimes I can't, like it hurts. It's really sensitive because, like I said, there's a lot of scar tissue there.
Mhm.
But um, yeah, I can't like mentally, I can't bring myself to walking outside with just barefoot because I do have that fear of getting hurt again. That shit was fucking painful.
Yeah.
And no, I did not get taken to the hospital, which I should have gotten taken to the hospital, but I was a kid and my parents didn't have medical insurance. So they let it heal on its own. I had
Aww.
cartilage coming out of my foot or whatever
Cartilage.
bone. But I was like, damn, that's a big ass cut. I needed stitches for sure. But
Oh dang.
it is what it is.
Wild child.
Oh, did I tell you the day that I fell into a manhole?
No.
It was,
What?
yeah, it was around the same time that I was building my clubhouse in the backyard.
I love that
I was gonna
story.
go out and look for trash. I was gonna go out and look for trash, I guess. I don't know if trash, but things to build my clubhouse. And there was a manhole. It had rained. It had rained too, so I think it was raining that day. But I was walking and I stepped on it. I thought it was like secure, but I stepped on the thing and it just kind of flipped to the side, and I was
Oh.
like, "Oh shit!" And then I fell halfway into the manhole, like one of my
Oh.
foot. See, that's probably when my hip hurts. Holy shit!
Could be.
But yeah, I was dangling.
Dingling.
I was dangling into the manhole. I almost fell in. Man, we used to be crazy as kids. We used to do a lot of crazy stuff. Cause I live where there were railroad tracks on the other side of us, and we used to get up on the train and just ride the train.
Oh my
And
god.
then at some point, cause you know how they have the little stairs to
Yeah.
get up there, we used to run while the train was going. Okay, the train was running, and we would run and try and get up on the little stairs. One of my cousins slipped, and then he was just being dragged by the train. And we're like, dude, let go. He couldn't let it go. He was scared. He thought he was gonna go. If he would have gotten pulled left, he would have gone under the tires of the
Oh my
or under
god.
the yeah the wheels of the train. So he thankfully went to the other side, and he was okay. I mean, his knees were fucked up, but he was okay. Because he was holding onto the steering. We're like, dude, let go, because he kept getting dragged by the train, and his knees were fucking just hitting the ground. And we're like, dude, let go. But yeah, we did a lot of crazy
You
things
know
as
what I
kids.
love about your stories?
What?
Every time you talk about you getting hurt, your brothers getting hurt, like your
Mm,
cousins getting hurt, your friends getting hurt, it's so funny because it's almost like you guys could be like gushing blood and you guys are like, "Oh, he's all right." And then
yeah.
you guys just leave each other like I don't know, it's just funny to me. Like you guys just don't think it's a big deal and you guys are just
Yeah.
like Like,
You got
quit
guts coming
crying, big
out. Like, yeah,
baby.
man up, man.
Yeah.
Shake it off.
But see, you guys are kids. It's not
Yeah,
like, because adults will say that to you. Like your father was like that. Like,
mhm,
oh, like, you guys aren't having steak and eggs. You guys are having cereal. Like,
yeah,
like, you guys were punking each other that way, like, as if an adult would. But you guys are
yeah.
kids. That's what makes it funny.
That day when my cousin was holding on to the train and he finally let go and his knees were all fucked up, we were like, "You can't go inside. Don't go inside because if you go inside, we're all gonna be punished." So he was sitting there on the side
Okay.
with his fucking knees all fucked up, crying, and we're like, "You'll be fine. You'll be fine."
Aww.
Like nobody thought about like going to get him some fucking gauze or something or some alcohol to clean
You're
that
just
shit.
like, don't come
Just
inside.
don't go inside. Yeah, don't go inside because then we'll all get punished. But yeah, there was a few times where we did get like some pretty big injuries, and we were just like, okay, I gotta suck it up. I can't go inside because playtime will
Didn't you
be
say
over.
you guys used to, like, throw each other in the shed and let you guys cry? Like, let them cry?
It was my clubhouse, not the shed. Yeah, we built a little rinky-dink clubhouse, and
You guys would just cry
that's
in there?
yeah, that's where we would go cry. Like you go in there, don't come out until you're ready.
Don't come out until you're done crying.
Yeah.
Aw. That's funny.
Yeah. Have you seen the scars on my knee? Have I shown them to you? I don't think
A
so.
few of them, yeah.
I think I sent you pictures, but I don't think you've seen them in person. Well, I haven't shown you in person. Shown you or showed you? Showed you in
Shown.
person. Shown
I think so.
or showed?
No
I
idea.
don't know, whichever one. But it's both, I think. It just depends. I showed you. Have I shown you? I don't know. Fuck.
Shown.
Damn it. Okay, well, either one. But yeah, I have 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 scars on one knee from when I was playing baseball. Remember
Oh,
I told you
shit.
that we used to have rocks as bases,
Yes.
and and I ran straight into the freaking the rock with my knee. Now it's still like, no, I'm not gonna. It was a spiky rock too, because it was not a smooth one either. And I think I hit it wrong and or something, and I tripped, and then I went knee first into the rock. But
Ouch.
yep. And I was like, okay, shake it off. You're fine.
Aw.
I'm all bleeding and shit. But, yeah, man, there was this one time, two times where I got scared because I thought they were gonna bleed out. But one of my cousins, another one, not this one. Well, this one too. He heard his you know how dumb we were. We there was a big ass rope, big ass chain, tree. I mean, sorry, over by the corner. You know where my yard is,
Yeah.
the corner. Not where the tree's at now, but there was another on the other side. There was this big ass fucking strong tree. I don't remember what kind of tree it was, but it was there, and then we ran a rope from the tree to the corner of our garage. We tied that shit up, and then we had a old bicycle handlebar, and we would. Is that called paragliding? I think it is.
so. Yeah.
We would paraglide from the tree to the fucking the garage with just holding onto these handlebars on a fucking rope. and, and then, so we were pretty good at keeping it like in the middle so it wouldn't like go sideways or whatever. Well, this cousin fucked up and he let it go to the side, and the rope was scraping, like burning his freaking hand. The little meaty part between your thumb and your index finger.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
little fat part. Yeah, that shit was all burning off. We're like, let it go. And then he finally like dropped and he was all fucking crying. But no, not that time. Another one of my cousins, he was playing on the window safety bars. He was climbing those, and then I don't know how in the hell this even happened. I mean, obviously that's what happens with accidents. You don't know how they happen or why, but this one was painful. I don't know. Again, I don't know how it happened, but he ended up getting one of those. Because you remember they're spiky at the bottom and the top, the safety bars,
Mhm.
and somehow he got the spike stuck on the back of his head. I don't know if he went to stand up. I
Oh
don't know if
my
he
god.
fell. I don't know what the hell happened. I just know that it got stuck in his head, and when he pulled it out, there was blood just gushing everywhere. Like holy shit! I almost passed out when I saw that. Yeah, that was one of the times where it wasn't no shake it off. We fucking ran to tell his parents because they were visiting us, and
Yeah.
the parents were inside and they were talking, and we were outside playing, and we were like, "Holy shit!" We ran inside to tell the parents, and then I don't know what the hell they. I think they took him to the hospital. I don't think they called an ambulance, but it was just gushing blood all over the place.
Oh my gosh.
That was yeah, that one was scary.
Did you guys get in trouble?
Yeah, of course. They're like, "What the hell is wrong with you guys?" Like, it was him.
It was him.
Oh, snitching on him and shit. Nobody forced him to do it.
Oh my
But yeah,
gosh.
the other one was my brother. I don't know if you've ever seen the scar on his well, the scars he has a bunch, but on his elbow, holy shit! Like that time it didn't bleed, I don't think, but like I'm pretty sure he lost like 3 or 4 layers of skin.
Holy
We were
shit.
just dumb, man. We would do some dumb ass shit, but it was fun. It was fun. I had a fun childhood when I was allowed to be a kid.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
But then you grew up fast.
yeah, I did. I had to grow up too fast.
Aww.
I have good memories of playing around, even though we did get hurt and stuff, but it was still fun.
That's the thing that I like about the podcast that we have is that we'll always remember it.
Yeah.
Always
And if we
remember it.
forget, we can always go back and listen.
Yeah.
If we remember what it's called.
Right.
We're like, what is that one podcast we used to do? I don't know, something about running. I'm like, oh, okay. And then we
Something
forget to
about
look for
running.
it. We forget to look it up.
I know, with how many fucking podcasts I have.
Mm, That's good
Mm.
though.
Mm.
That's good though, because you have other skills that you have to share with the world. And another
Yeah,
thing.
and another thing. Oh, what were you gonna say?
No, it's just that. I just remembered that. But yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I
the
have my
dreams.
parents on the Y run here and there.
Really?
I used to podcast with my mom.
That's right.
Yep.
When was that? So I could go back and listen. Learn some secrets about
Uh,
you. Be like, uh-huh.
good
Alright.
luck. No, probably like 2020, 2021.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the name? Like the title of the show?
No. But
No.
I did put like featuring my mom. Like I would, like how I do you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how that was too. So you'll find it.
Okay.
2020,
I'll look.
2021.
Okay. On Spotify though, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll check. Oh, I want
Yeah,
to
I'll
hear
do
those.
that. Yeah, on like around those times I talked about dreams too.
Oh.
Yeah, I talked about like what they mean and shit like that, certain things. The dreams that I had and the speculations and
Mm.
trying to teach people like, hey, you know, like if you dream about this is what this means. If you see certain people in your dreams that you haven't seen in a long time and you guys like fell out, this is what that means, you know, shit like that.
Mm.
Or like
Okay.
this is their intentions. Man, I talked about Bigfoot, I talked about Loch Ness, I talked about the native gnomes, like all the supernatural stuff I talked about. I talked about portals, I talked about wormholes.
It seems like you have a lot of significant dreams, but like messages. But if you can
Mhm.
remember, which one impacted you the most, or is there at least one that impacted you?
Uh the ones that impact me the most,
Hmm.
it would be the things that were going on in my culture in the reservation. I was predicting people's deaths that I've never met before, but they were very important to my village. Uh, you know, like they were close with the chiefs.
Hmm.
So, of course, I never known these people. Like I've never met them. If I seen them, I wouldn't. I wouldn't really have known who they were back then, other than based off of like a feeling. Like
Hmm.
if I pass by someone, like holy shit, they look familiar, or oh, you're the one that I seen in my dream. Like be careful, you're gonna get a car accident, like that kind of
Hmm.
thing.
Yeah.
Like that was I felt like I couldn't do anything about it because at that time my grandfather wasn't doing very well. You know, he started to turn on the family, I guess. So it was like I felt like I was having those dreams for nothing because it was like, okay, so what are we supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Like I'm just, you know, someone that has just um, uh, accepted these abilities, even though I've been seeing these since I was a kid. But it was like I wasn't doing anything on the reservation. Like I wasn't participating in ceremonies. I wasn't a part of the women's society. I was just some, you know, city girl that had these visions or these dreams or whatever. And it's just like, you know, nobody on the reservation in my village really liked my parents. There was people that were fighting against my grandparents. So it was like a very silent war where we're all like friendly to each other's faces, but behind each other's backs we're like, fuck you, we're gonna do away with you, and you know, this and that. So um it impacted me in a way because I was seeing things in my dreams that aren't known to the public. Like it doesn't come out from the underground like the kiva, it stays in the kiva. It doesn't leave the village, like outsiders don't know what's there. Those were what I was dreaming about, and when I explained it to my dad in detail, he was like, holy shit, how would you know that? You know, because it's a part of my dad's duty, my grandfather's duty, the men's doings. They're not exposed to women, they're not exposed to children. So it was like, how would you know that if we never lived a day on the reservation at that time? So how would you have known that? So it was a big thing for me and my family. And it was like, what can we do about it? Nothing, you know. And that was, yeah, like that was kind of traumatizing because I was having these visions all the while my grandfather was hurting us. So it was like trying to keep him back away, to protect my family, to protect my parents. So those were the darkest times I think in my life. And this is a lot more bigger than any fucked up relationship that I've had. It was literally a spiritual war, and it was like we were all fighting in secret. So I'm seeing men die that again I've never met. Never met them before, but they were associated with my grandfather. And like it just older people, chiefs. um and in my dreams it was like I was seeing accidents happen that was causing lives. And next couple days, sometimes weeks, we would hear that somebody passed away, uh just like in my dreams or in my visions. So every time I had a dream, I immediately told my dad about it. And my dad's like, dang, like that could be anyone. And my dad, he's the one that like knows. Like he would be like, oh shit, that sounds like so and so, or that sounds like so and so. Um, like who knows them better, than your own parents that actually like grew up with these people. So my dad was the one that kind of knew maybe who I was talking about. But um, every time we got the news that someone passed away, it was like my dad would be like, "Oh, so that's who it was." And then I would ask him like, "Did he look like that? Did his mannerisms were like that?" And my dad was like, "Yeah, I think that was him." So, um, that's why I do pay attention to my dreams, but it's like you got to put it somewhere. Like you really can't dwell on it. Even from like a bad dream, like I've had really bad dreams about my parents. And yeah, those are fears, but I don't think it's fear enough for me to like hang on to it. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes the dreams are it's almost like, yeah, that's very unlikely that that would happen. You know what I'm saying? But of course, when you're dreaming, you're actually handling those situations as you would in real life. So when those dreams happen, or if it's just like a lot more intense or a lot more out of the ordinary or way more spiritual, or like like people show up that you wouldn't deal with again in real life, like them showing up, then it's kind of like, okay, I don't think that would happen, but I do think that that's a some kind of like a spiritual sign that those people that I seen that actually showed themselves in my dream, they're up to something. Or if not up to something, they're thinking about me. But I just take those little ands, ifs, or maybes, and I just stick it somewhere, and I deal with that later. But for me, I'm not gonna dwell on a dream, because I believe that it's gonna show itself, or they're gonna show themselves. If they are up to no good, if they are talking shit, or if they are watching me, and it's like, okay, I already know. I saw you. I saw you in my dream, and you got caught. So whatever that thing that you're thinking about or you're wishing upon me, it's not gonna work, because I caught you. I saw you. So if anything does happen, I'm gonna know that it's you. And guess what? It's gonna go right back to you. So listening to dreams, like I pay attention to faces, I pay attention to if it's night or day, I pay attention to like was I struggling, or like what was I thinking about, or like I think about those things, I pray about it, and then I put it somewhere. So when people are like, oh, dreams are just your dreams, or oh, that's just your fear, or oh, that's like, yeah, they may be fears, but I think you should pay attention to all these other things that you're trying to discard, because maybe you're afraid of that very thing, when it could probably be the very thing that's gonna fix everything. See, like that's what
Mm-hmm.
I think people are overpassing.
Mm-hmm.
The
Okay.
end.
The end. Yeah, I've had some significant dreams, but I feel like I mean, this is this is how I really don't care to sound crazy. I have said before I predicted 9/11 before it happened. So that's a significant dream because I saw those details that actually happened. And of course, when I woke up, I was like, "What the fuck was that?" Like, there's no way that that's ever gonna happen. So that one was significant. Um, but the one that impacted me the most is probably one that I'm never gonna see. I mean, I don't know if the world does end in 2027, like how people are predicting, then maybe. But I did have, and I had it twice. The I had dreams, which I don't think were dreams. I think it was a vision of the end of the world, and like you said, it wasn't like the big picture that I'm scared about or worried about or that was a concern when I woke up. It's the little details. It's the things that led up to it. It's the things that were happening during because in an event, like let's say that there's a huge fire, which there is a huge fire right now in where is it? I forgot where it's at. It's in Georgia, I think. There's a bio lab that's on fire and people are being told to stay in place. But when a fire like that is going on, it's such a big thing. People are focused on that. They're not focused on like what's going on like under that or because of that. Does that make sense? No,
Mm-hmm.
huh?
Yeah, it
Okay.
does to me.
So in the dream, everybody was focused on like, oh, the sky is orange and like there's so many fires and there's so much smoke and there's these other things, but nobody was really looking at what was going on in front of us. Everybody was looking up to the sky, but in front of us on the ground there was things going on, and those things that I saw, like some of them I have seen them now, like cannibalism and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just other things that I don't want to mention, but um, it that I don't want to say it was scary because now, as of today, um, nothing is like too much to be true. Does that make sense? No.
Explain.
So, 2 weeks ago, if somebody would have told me like, oh, all these celebrities are into like diabolical shit or like they do things to kids and all this stuff, I would have just been like, okay, that's a conspiracy. Like, there's no truth to that. Now, I'm seeing it for myself. Now it's in our faces. Now we can't deny it. Now it's not something that just some crazy person said. So in the dream, it was like, yeah, now I see it. When I had the dream, I don't even remember what year I had the dreams, but when I was in the dream, it was kind of one of those things where it's like that would never happen. But now I'm seeing it, and it's like, holy shit, it is happening. And like, I'm not saying that this is the beginning of the end and that the world is gonna end. The world is gonna end. The world ends for people every single day. There's people that die every single day. But I think it is more traumatizing than people want to believe. I feel like even people that die in their sleep and that we feel like, oh, they died peacefully in their own bed, and it's like, no, they have their own little end of the world revelation times that they have to go through because they're not gonna leave this earth without paying for what they've done. So they go through their own little hell. So I don't know, but I don't know why I said that.
No, you're right.
but
That's what happens.
but yeah, it was just things that even still, like, even with everything that's going on now and that we're seeing it and that we're finding out about just how deep these rabbit holes go in those dreams, there's still things that to me are fucking scary. But
Is there a specific dream that you're talking about, or you just don't want to like say
the
it on
end of the
the?
world one,
Oh.
because
Mm-hmm.
remember I told you that I've had it twice, and the first time that I had it, I was like, okay, it was just a dream. But then the second time that I had it, I was like, oh shit, it's a message. And
Yeah, I
then
have
so
plenty of
yeah,
those dreams.
yeah.
But the thing people always like to say is like, oh, well, they say it's not going to happen like that. It's not going to happen like that because it's in the Bible. The Bible says it's not going to happen like that.
I'm
Well,
glad you said it.
huh?
I'm glad you mentioned that because I was gonna say people might hear what I'm saying right now and be like, "Oh, you're just making that shit up because it's in the Bible, it's in the Book of Revelations, how it's gonna go." But no, that's not what I saw. And again, I haven't read the Bible, and I've said this before. Like I've never read the Bible, not from front to cover. I've read 5 pages from Genesis, and I can't get through it. I've heard and I've looked up
Then
passages
they
from
would
the
accuse
Bible.
you of being a demon. Like, yeah, demons can't get through the Bible either. Oh,
Yeah, well,
no.
the reason why I can't get through the Bible is because I'm fucking seeing everything that's going on. When they're talking about like, or when in the Bible he talks about the all the seeds and all the eggs, and then I'm like, how the fuck do people still ask which came first, the chicken or the egg, when he's telling you in the Bible in the first freaking pages? How are people for centuries still asking which came first? He's telling you the egg came first,
Because they want
but
to
people
they
don't.
wanna have power to make that person that they're asking feel stupid.
Yeah,
Well, that's
that's a
part of
lot.
it.
There's a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's still things from those dreams um that okay, back when I had the dreams, there was no way that I would ever think like somebody in my family, like my mom. Let's just say this didn't happen, but I'm just saying. Um, let's say that when God comes back, because everybody talks about God's gonna come back, and in the dream there was like a God-like figure that appeared, and so, how would you react if you hear your mom saying, "Please, Lord, save me. Take my child, but spare me." Right? This sounds crazy. I don't even know why I feel weird saying this, but that's something that people wouldn't imagine a mother's ever saying. But we see it. We see it sometimes. We hear about these mothers that abandon their children or that sacrifice their kids, and we see it now with these stories of these celebrity kids being auctioned off by their parents. So it's not that far fetched to think that a parent would give up their kid to save themselves. And everybody, like, people would look at it and they're like, oh, I would never do that. You don't know that until you have that opportunity to save yourself. If you knew you were going to hell, man, fucking, I should just stop talking now. Oh, you typed something in the chat. Oh no, she's making herself a drink. This is too much for her. But I was gonna stop talking there, but I guess circumstances arose and now I have to continue talking. But you don't know how you're gonna react to something until you're put in that position. And I know that there's people that say, I would never. But again, if you had God in front of you and you know where you're going, you would probably try and make that deal yourself. And it's a scary thing. It's a scary thing to see what people are capable of, what people would do to another human being to save themselves. And I don't know, that was one of those dreams where I was like, it changed me because I started seeing people for who they truly were and not what I wanted them to be and not for what they presented themselves to be to me. I started focusing more on like what is God telling me about them. And I think that that's how I got better at reading people. Because I've always had like a hunch about someone. If I meet you and we talk, I know within like the first 5 minutes if I should continue talking to you or you're full of shit. But I think I got to the point where I'm reading people that I don't even know. I'm reading people that aren't like in front of me. So I think that came from accepting the abilities that I was given. And this was before I met Audie too, and we were talking about stuff that I was like, man, I used to do that, and she's like, I used to do that, and we're talking like years before we met each other, more than 10, 20 years before we met each other. I'm like, what the hell? But yeah, did you get yourself a stiff drink, babe?
I was
Or
like,
like,
I am not.
yeah,
Yeah, I
just
didn't have
fucking
any
water.
water in the fridge, so I had to get me a diet doctor.
Oh, sure.
Mhm.
You just had to. You were forced to.
Yes. Either way,
Mm.
it's fine.
Do you still have water at the house?
Yeah, I have water. It's just there's none in the fridge for
Mm.
to make our specialty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, babe, I think it's time.
Time for what?
Time to cut this
Oh, you think so?
and go about our day
Okay.
being the delusional and crazy people we are.
Nah, just you. Yeah, yeah. I know.
Yeah, I guess we should.
Go back to our dreams and just take notes and talk about it amongst just you and me, and just whatever we think is important for the people to hear, then yeah, we'll bring it right back here to the Wine Run podcast. So
Mm,
yes, but if you guys have any questions about any dreams that you guys had, share it with us and we'll talk about it.
yeah, I guess.
You're like, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Question. If
Yeah.
somebody were to come to you and say like, "Hey, I had a dream about the end of the world," kind of freaked out about it, like,
Hmm.
what advice would you tell them?
What advice would I tell them about being freaked out?
Yeah, uh, like if they came to you looking for words of comfort, what would you say to them?
Well, are they gonna tell me their dream, or are they just gonna tell me they had a dream?
Um, Either or. Like if somebody says like, "Oh, it freaks me out too much to talk about it."
Okay. So if they don't want to talk about their dream, if they tell me that they've had a dream of the end of the world, I would tell them to write down the details that they don't want to talk about because that's part of the message. And then I would tell them to, there's a reason why that message came to you. So I would say, do what you have to do to deal with that because um that's your purpose. You're supposed to change some, or I don't know if you can change what's gonna happen, but I think you can make the people aware. Does that make? I know it doesn't make sense, but um, yeah, that's what I would tell them about their dream, and then I would tell them for them to pray about it, to pray for protection and pray for clarity, because when you have dreams like that, it is confusing. You are like, was that just a dream, or was that a message? Am I supposed to be paying attention? Well, yes, of course, but sometimes people don't know that. So I would say pray for protection and ask which one you should, like, if you just don't know where to start, I would say ask where you should focus and be open to receiving the messages because they're gonna come. There's a reason why you had that dream. You can't be too scared. God wouldn't give you something that you can't handle. So I know that that doesn't sound comforting, but that's what I would tell them
Yes.
because you can't run away from it. If it's coming to you, it's for a reason. You can't hide from it. You can't say, "Oh, this is something that I don't want to do." I think it's gonna happen. So I think that's part of the reason why I say I can't sugarcoat shit because I wouldn't be like, "Oh, it's okay, it was just a dream." Like, just forget about it until you start seeing stuff. Like I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't sugarcoat for people. Like yeah, focus on the things that scare you the most. That's what you need to start with.
Yeah, I'm the bad one that you come to because I would just tell people like, yeah, it's gonna happen. Gotta let it happen. That's the way it's supposed to go, and that's ultimately what I believe. And I could really get into it, but I just think it's gonna make me look a lot more negative. But it's things that I probably will mention in the near future because it does have to be said. It's just I
Mhm.
just think people like they're just really not prepared for anything, and it's like, okay, well, I won't sugarcoat it, but I will. What did we say? Tread lightly.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out, whether it be from me or from NASA or wherever the fuck. Like, it's gonna come out.
Actually, just because you said that, I feel like it's a sign. The second dream that I had about the world ending, it came from something in the sky, and it wasn't God. It wasn't that. It was kind of like I don't know if it was a meteor or if it was a comet. Like I don't know the difference between both of them. To me, they're just balls in the sky falling and shit. So it started in the sky. It was something that everybody saw coming. So I don't know. That's how the second end of the world dream started for me.
Mhm.
So it's interesting that you said that, but not really. I
Mm.
knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, baby, so much for joining me on panel.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, babe.
Go have some
And
cake,
did
baby.
we? Huh? What'd you
What?
say? What'd you say?
I said I want to go have some cake.
Yes.
Yes.
Do y'all get a slice?
Yes, you do. They don't. No, I'm just kidding. Good people get a slice. Let's put it that way.
Yes. But have we figured out the schedule? Cause like I'm ready to sleep. No, I'm
The
talking
schedule
about
for the
like
show.
the wide run schedule.
Yeah, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
The time
Uh,
undecided.
yeah, it just depends on you.
Why is that? Oh yeah, we're not telling them yet.
No, not yet.
Oh no. Again, sorry guys. He's a director.
I'm a dictator. I tell
Yeah,
you what to do,
he's
when to do it, and you listen.
yeah. Yeah, and he wants to talk about the Diddy stuff, all of this controlling. Oh no, he's controlling the wine run.
Oh, you know what? I do want to mention. Damn it, there was something else that we were gonna talk about. That I was like, oh, I'll leave it for the show. But
What was it?
I don't remember. I don't remember. I just know that um, I think I heard somewhere that people were like, oh, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe that it's happening now. And I want people to understand that this is not something that started with Diddy. It's not something that's gonna end with him. This is something that's been going on forever. It happens in every industry, just different players. It's the same fucking thing. But I'm this is I guess something because again I don't pay attention to all the celebrity stuff, but this same kind of story happened with. Does anybody remember making the band? Does anybody remember Lou Pearlman?
Mhm.
Does anybody remember that he's like got canceled and I'm pretty sure he's in jail or some shit because of what he was doing to kids? It's the same story, different players. Is it a
Mm.
coincidence that Lou Pearlman had making the band with these boy bands, and then all of a sudden P Diddy was doing making the band with these other kids, that they're just passing the torch. That's all it is. It didn't start with him. It's not gonna end with him. The only difference is that now we know about it. Now it's been happening for years. People are waking up to these things that they're seeing, and they're like, "Oh, how did they do this in our faces, and we never saw it?" Well, now we see it. So now what's gonna happen? It's up to us. Once again, I said this before. It's up to us to make the change, the real change. And I know that people feel like, "Oh, well, what can I do?" Like I said, it's where you put your attention. It's where you put your focus, because that's your energy. You don't even have to spend money on these things anymore to count. It's not even about who buys the music. It's about how many people stream it, how many people share it, how many people sit through the whole song. That's what counts. It's the numbers. It's the numbers. So we can change the world if we decide to. We have to stop thinking that we're so little and that we're not significant enough to make a change. We are, and we can. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say about that.
It's true. Very, very true. Um, I have a question. Well, last question.
Okay.
Are we gonna be keeping up with these stories for, like future Why Run episodes?
I think we have to, because, like I just said, it's what we do with this information now.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there's people that might listen to us that aren't paying attention to the news and all that stuff, and because we're talking about human behavior, we're not necessarily talking. That's why I'm saying, like, don't focus on like him. It's not about him. It's about the things that he's done, and that the fact that he's not the only one. It's not just like a handful of people. This is a lot of people. It's about the behavior. It's about the signs that people are not seeing because they're too focused on, like, oh, this is a celebrity. There's no way that they would do that. That they wouldn't do it in plain sight. Now we see that they have been doing it for years.
And
For
plus, it's
years.
a money grab. That's what they're using it for too.
Yeah.
It's even down to
It's
these YouTubers. You know, they just say a story, a name, and it AI takes that and then it blows them up on YouTube. Like
yeah,
it's all just a cash grab.
yeah.
They're not
Well,
concerned.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know necessarily if I want to be name dropping, because I don't want people to be like, oh, well, you're just mentioning Diddy because you just want to get the views. It's not about him. It's about what he's done. So it's about the behavior. So I do feel like we're gonna continue talking about what's going on in the news because of the human behavior part of the whole thing. We
Yeah.
can't we can't pretend it's not happening anymore. We can't pretend. We can't just turn a blind eye to it. We have to talk about it. We have to try, at least, at the very least, of all these channels that are talking about it, all this news coverage on it. The very least that we can do is help kids coming up to see the dangers and not be like, not fall victim to it. Because I know that there's a lot of kids in the industry that could have been saved had they not glorified the life. Does that make sense? Because
Yes.
all they saw was like the music videos. All they saw was like the pictures of the parties. They don't see what's behind the scenes. Now we see it. Now we know what's up.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not forget that hopefully what we talk about and all this stuff coming out is to help someone so that they don't become a victim. And again, it's not just the industry; it happens everywhere.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Save the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Save the kids.
You okay?
Mm,
Protect yourselves out there, people. Wake up. It's time to wake up. Alright?
yeah. As we're gonna go to sleep. we're
Yeah. Well, I am. I don't
gonna
know
take.
about you, babe.
Nah, I got stuff to do. Okay.
Well, thank
Yes.
you again, babe.
No, thank you.
And thank you to everyone that has joined us live. And if you are listening to this on the playback, of course, don't forget to add, rate, comment, subscribe, follow, and share. And we will check you guys back here on Wednesday. And once we get a time, then I will go ahead and drop it along with the next White Man podcast. So you guys have a wonderful Monday, a wonderful Tuesday, and we'll see you right back here on Wednesday. Peace.